Google's latest experiment has its homepage filled with rows of news articles. The experiment is currently being run in India and might not ever see a wide launch. Even if it does launch, it could be an optional setting or alternative mode, with the traditional white page still available as an option. Google used to have a feature that allowed users to customize their home pages with various news, weather, and stock widgets. Apple is apparently aiming for a price point between $1,500 and $2,500 for its more affordable follow-up to the Apple Vision Pro. The cheaper version will likely ditch the external display and run on an iPhone-grade chip, have fewer cameras, and get lower-resolution screens inside. Apple has reportedly shifted people away from its technically challenging AR glasses project to prioritize the development of the friendlier-priced version of the headset. Psyche is an asteroid 2.2 billion miles away that is likely the exposed core of a failed planet. If all goes well, the Psyche spacecraft will settle in an orbit around the asteroid in 2029. Scientists are quite confident that the asteroid is largely made of metal. The Psyche mission's findings will have important implications for asteroid mining. Sippy is an incremental migration service for AWS that copies data from S3 to R2 as it is requested without paying unnecessary cloud egress fees typically associated with moving large amounts of data. This video from Turbulence Solutions shows a demo of its turbulence-free flight technology. It shows the difference between turbulence levels with the technology turned on and off. The video ends with footage of a piloted plane using the technology and graphs showing the difference in turbulence levels. Omnigres allows developers to deploy a single database instance that can host an entire application while scaling as needed. It can run application logic inside or next to the database instance. Omnigres contains application building blocks for authentication, authorization, payments, and more. Postgres.js is a full-featured PostgreSQL client for Node.js, Dino, Bun, and Cloudflare. It has ES6 tagged template strings at the core, a simple surface API, and dynamic query support. Postgres.js supports custom types and TypeScript. Software development used to be much faster. However, software is not as simple as it used to be. A lot of the complexity in today's software is invisible. This complexity is required just to meet today's baseline expectations. Slower development isn't necessarily worse. It's just what happens when projects get bigger and more people are involved. Nanotronics is a New York-based industrial AI company that wants to build an AI-enabled chip factory that can be assembled and expanded modularly with prefab pieces. Its CubeFab system uses AI to take away the need for the specialization normally needed in a lab and allow people who are not semiconductor experts to work at the facilities. Each facility will need only about 30 people to operate. The bulk of each facility can be flat-packed and put in a shipping container. Cloud brightening, a controversial tool, could one day be used to help mitigate the effects of underwater heat waves. This repository looks at the system messages used for ChatGPT and how they might influence custom instructions. The infrastructure layer in AI is rapidly changing due to accelerated hardware development, fierce optimization competition, fast-paced research, long feedback cycles, ambiguity in other layers, and the commoditization of infrastructure components. The deal for Microsoft's takeover of Activision Blizzard, which took almost 2 years to close, involves Microsoft transferring the cloud gaming rights for Activision's content to Ubisoft for 15 years outside the European Economic Area. Google has implemented checks to make sure its image generation tool doesn't generate images that violate the company's prohibited use policy, and every generated image will have metadata labeling and embedded watermarking to indicate it was created by AI.